back with Warhammer 40K. We exploring dark hideout. Yeah, we're gonna figure out what's going on with this cult. Put an end to it. Maybe not.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
That's what I came in. The man with the shaggy mop of dark hair is dressed and armed about as well as everyone else in here. Yet he is unmistakably the leader. He takes a step towards you, chuckles. He spreads his arms wide in a welcoming gesture. My guests! What a joy it is to see you in my humble refuge. I see you've come here to be introduced to the truth. Which will you choose then? Words, fire, or metal? You already know the answer, heretic. I'm more fond of fire and metal. Good! Fire and metal are the essence of life. People aren't worms. We are truly alive only when we're ripping our enemies apart. Do you even know what our name means? Outsider? Footfall calls us the Ambers. They do not stop to look, listen, learn. The man pauses and half closes his eyes. Proclaims in crude but clear high Gothic. Auxilio non venient. Help will not come. The maw is closed. The Chronos Expanse is down in stone now. A new era has come, and we are its sovereigns.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
We gotta get to that.
Brace yourself!
I'm not even sure where his strengths are, so we'll see.
My faith shields me.
We'll see.
I'll do it.
Each strike is a prayer.
Ventilation.
Guided by faith. Faith without deeds is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act. A temporary setback.
if I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. That is foolishness.
Oh, you fucker.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. Anything else?
Flinch.
Was that you? Or anything else?
Who, if not me? Your end was inevitable. On it. It's as good as done. You never stood a chance. Here's my perfect moment! Another enemy down. Your end was inevitable.
My place is at the fore. Victory is imminent.
High momentum.
I know what I'm doing, usually. Don't get too cocky. Never fight fair. I can do that, with the right incentive.
Captain!
How many attacks do you get?
Why did I not foresee this? I know what is to come. On it. Be gone.
I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance.
That was better than I thought it was gonna. Not bad.
Keep your wits about you.
Oh, that door was there the whole time? Son of a biscuit.
Always keep your eye on the prize. I always keep my options open.
Alright, that went better than I thought it was going to. I didn't die a horrible, painful death.
Is there money to be made? Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. Let us not dawdle.
Alright, I came back to the Legion's place because I wanted to see if he has anything to say now that A, he tried to kill me and somebody who's under my protection. Um, uh, um, I have Jay in my party now, who he kicked out and then tried to kill, but I helped her. I took care of the Amber's gang, and then I was attacked right outside his door the last time I left to see if he has anything to say about that. Since the other guy was trying to get me to not help him, so the other guy could help him, so blah blah blah. Let's see.
I always have a backup plan. I always keep my options open.
Greetings, your ladyship. I don't mean to hurry you, but I do hope that our deal is still in place. The station continues to experience increasingly severe shortages of provisions. The massive cold courtesy vanishes from Bladane's face as he soon takes in the air, which permeated with miasmas of sewer stench. He grimaces, desperately trying to fighting the urge to turn his head away, but eventually regains his composure. Bladane notices Jade sitting behind you, and you see his jaw tightening even more with tension. And what are you doing here? Bladane, you must have thought you were the only one on Footfall who knew how to make friends. Told you I'd find a better deal. I'm sure your ladyship has reasons for getting mixed up with a small fry like her. Perhaps you're amused by her false promises of quick promise or some more intimate aspects of such relationships. In any case, that's none of my business. Just remember that here on Football, the truly good deals worthy of your attention can only come from me. You're right, it is none of your business. Without a doubt, please forgive my digression. What brings you to me? A man who introduced himself as a servant of House Forda asked to have a word with me, and then, imagine the odds, someone blew his brains out. The Anvers again, I presume. Those anarchical degenerates don't care who they shoot, be it my servants, yours, or those in the employ of House Forda. I suspect this agent wished to negotiate a deal that would have you refrain from hindering Incendia Corda's efforts to strangle us with the threat of hunger and demand our obedience. If so, I don't believe I will be mourning the man's passing very long. There's only one person who stood to gain from his murder, you. If you're suggesting that those outlaws were acting on my orders, then I vociferously deny anything of the sort. However, if you are merely alluding to the possibility that someone who cares about Footfall's fate could have started a rumor on the lower levels of House Corda's agents were looking to assert their authority on Footfall, well, then your suspicions are entirely logical, as was the man's inevitable death at the hands of the Anvers. There's an establishment not too far from here. They let people torture fake Xenos there. I want to stop it. It will be dealt with. And finally, I did what you could not. I found and neutralized the Anvers agitator-in-chief. That truly is an outstanding accomplishment. Your ladyship, Footfall can now rest easy, at least until the next mad hoodlum makes himself known. Now let's get down to business. I'm interested in your wares. I am at your service. You can expect the most generous discounts. Alright, let's go back to the ship. I think that's my next step.
Keep your wits about you.
Go on, this much can go.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I am gonna honor my word because that's kind of the person I am.
Let us not dawdle.
Uh-oh. You're in deep, friend. You made some very powerful people angry. Stop! No, wait! Lillian told us to make sure you're not seen around here again, and we will. Oh! Haha! I think that was the guy who was doing the Xenos. Okay. Alright, that was one way to handle it. Oop, I just went back where I came. Guess that's one way to deal with problems, though.
Always keep your eye
Kill
on
'em.
prize. I always have a backup plan. I always keep my options open. Keep your wits about you.
Ah. A familiar figure turns to you. Henrik von Kellogg's interrogator of the Order Xenos bows his head respectfully, Lord Captain. Honored interrogator, what a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer Wasarian. I'm not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for your concern. I do. Master von Calyx, I knew you could not resist my charms. Here stares at you in bewilderment, then Henrik's, then bites her lip and snickers gleefully. Henrik momentarily closes his eyes, as if your first remark has thrown him off and made him forget the speech he prepared. Rogue traitor. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Rakad Minoris. I also received some information from my agents regarding the movements and actions of enemies of humanity, including the Xenos that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. Henrik clears his throat and begins to pointedly official tone. By the order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar, whose duty is to stand sentinel over the Cronus Expanse, the rogue traitor of House Valencius is to take on board the agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and supporting deeds, great and small, that serve to safeguard the territories of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcazar. All I got from that is ridding ourselves of this snitch won't be easy. What exactly caused this need to rejoin my crew? The cause is the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Final Dawn. In my absence, the situation in the Cronus Expanse has changed. I have received an exhaustive report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the Von Valencius worlds lie. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Kiaba Gamma. If not, then I will share what details I know, but not here. Better to talk on board where we will not be overheard. I'm ever so glad to have you back. Thank you. Henrik gives a ghost of a smile before his face takes on its usual expression. If duty has brought you back aboard the rogue trader ship once more, then such is the Emperor's will. Welcome back, Interrogator. Thank you, sister. It is an honor to be traveling with one of the blessed Adeptus Sororitas. The Inquisition? Selena Voidstar, you never mentioned you socialized with such distinguished servants of the Emperor. I bet it takes them truly remarkable to warrant such eminent and close attention. Jai lets out a laugh. Mistress Hidari, ever since my first visit to Footfall, I've been hearing about your colleagues and personal talents, but I'm afraid your full name escapes me. Would you kindly refresh my memory? Laughter gets stuck in Jai's throat, but she pales slightly, but still forces an apologetic smile. I don't mind, Shireen. Let my full name remain naught but a stray sound to you, plain and uninteresting. Master von Kalex. Cassia's voice is brimming with genuine joy, which she immediately hides behind a facade of high-born primness. Since you are with us once more, I do hope you will find time to finish our conversation about the literary works of Chronolar the Blessed. I will make every effort, Lady Orselio. Must also deliver this to you. Henrik pulls out a sealed letter. Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of this envelope are for your eyes only. I would ask you to read it as soon as you have the time. That is everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship, or do you still have business on Footfall? Whatever the case, I can either wait for you on board or accompany you as part of your rig. The vessel stands ready, Lord Captain. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's systems is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel, except there's an issue you must be made aware of. Cassie makes a quick, nervous gesture, adjusting the adornment over her third eye. I have been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I want you to double-check the route to Darganos and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from Atlas one after the other and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Warp storms are our enemies, just like heretics and demons. It is a shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or bolter. Now we can be certain that problems with the astropathic communication in the current expanse are no coincidence. There is a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valencia's Protectorate as soon as possible. I'm talking about Janus, Dargonis, and Kiava Gamma. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control will be the necessary next step. What would the consequence of losing contact with these worlds be? A world deprived of connection to its neighboring systems and the Cronus Expanse infrastructure can only rely on itself, and their capabilities are often limited. For example, Janus does not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, Xenos, anyone could prey on the helpless planet. The loss of communication is a threat to your position. A rogue trader with no protector to back them is one that grows weaker by the day. The Voxmaster is entirely correct. You are rogue trader Selena Voidstar von Valencius, the successor to Theodora von Valencius, one of the most influential women this side of the Maw. But you are also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try to carve up the protectorate so they can snatch the peace for themselves. It is important to show your potential allies and foes that you are in better control of the situation, which is why the sooner we reclaim these lost worlds, the better. Tell me about Janus. The surface of Janus was altered extensively so the planet could be designated an agri-world. It is a powerful food base capable of supplying the burgeoning protectorate and exporting provisions to outer worlds at the same time. Janus owes much of its prosperity to the Governor House of Viat. Under its leadership, the world has grown ever more prosperous year after year, securing shipments and taxes while keeping the workforce tightly controlled. And what is Kiava Gamma? An industrial world is being managed by the Governor House of Gaprak and supplies your protector with a rare mineral resources. Additionally, the planet features an Adeptus Mechanicus manufactorum that processes materials and prepares them for shipments. I testify that Kiava Gamma is a world marked by the Messiah's patronage. By his grace, the manufactorums of the colony are inhabited by committed and industrious machine spirits. Mr. Tolman neglected to mention that the Kiava Gamma manufactorum also supplies heavy machinery from forage harvesters to vessel systems and components. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capability, Von Calyx. Pleased to be of service. And what do I need to know about Dragonus? Dragonus is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are, and so is the Von Valencius Palace. If you would like to know, this is where you will publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Dragonus is a major administrative hub that runs the cargo fleet and keeps track of finances. Abelard, what is your opinion? Which world should we deal with first? Rediscovering the Agro world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without: sustenance. The importance of basic supplies should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall in its current pitiful state. On the other hand, I am concerned by the rumors concerning Kiava Gamma. There have been no problems on Janus for many years, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planets. I trust I do not have to explain the capital world. Losing would make us the laughingstock of the other dynasties. Besides, the loss of chronicles and legends would spell a bureaucratic catastrophe, so all three systems are equally vital to the Protectorate. It falls to you to decide which should be brought to the fold before the rest, Lord Captain. Very well, our course is clear. Do our officers have any other issues that require immediate attention? That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and crew await your instruction and are ready to depart Footfall immediately, should you desire. Alright. We have some crew missions I want to talk about. Oh, I leveled up. So I need to talk to Argenta, people and people and people. Iris is one. Where is Argenta? There she is. Holy crap, I'm blind.
Greetings.
Selena Voidstar, greetings. Waiting for you to tell me about your past and explain the strange words of that cultist on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the Sacred Warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Of course, let's go there right away. Argenta drops to her knees, her hands making the sign of the Aquila. Her eyes are locked on a sweeping signature on the warrant, a seemingly mundane thing, barely a flourish on a piece of paper, unless one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fall of mine, burn me with flames of fury and righteousness. But if thou seest a light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me with wrath of fury and of righteousness. Argenta's voice is sonorous as if made for singing hymns and prayers. Right now she can't seem to catch her breath, so overwhelmed with emotion is she. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine. I carry thy word, O Emperor, I bring souls to servants of thine, and ruin to foes of thine, a fate of terror and righteousness. Upon finishing, she closed her eyes and remained silent for a long time with her head raised high. Slowly, like the first flicks of flame in a campfire, a smile blossomed on her lips. Rogue Trader, we need to talk, or rather, I need to tell you something. The truth. The truth about how I ended up on Theodore von Valencia's ship, and about the cultists we encountered on Footfall. I'm listening. Please understand, I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story, and you'll see why. Sorry, I'm eating a Skittle. I was hoping they'd be talking, I wouldn't have to read. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse Inn on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. I wasn't needed. The relic warrior I had been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend God Lord, I can't talk today. Hieronymus's mission, and no one was even trying to defile it. For all its lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. That was when Lady Theodora, head of your dynasty, appeared. She became an agent of divine will, in a way. It was from her that I learned about a planet recently discovered by scouts, Salus Prime. For a rogue trader, the planet was of little interest, a queer world, away from convenient warp routes, but for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. I've never heard of such a planet. Does it belong to the von Valencia's dynasty? Yes. Now, the planet is yours by right, but it's not as simple as that. The warp route leading to it was lost. I will explain in due time. May I continue? Please, continue. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from ancient legend. The legend of Saint Argenta and her ship. Her voice rose reverent. Argenta, the living saint. She is my patroness. The order named me after her. She died millennia ago, when heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. But even those blasphemers could not touch Argenta's ashes, or her holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which now served as the resting place of the saints' remains, would only allow the truly righteous to enter. All others would meet their death. Imagine what I felt when that flash of insight came upon me. The world where Saint Argenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew its actual whereabouts, and suddenly I, myself named after the saint, come across this information. I realized at that moment that it was important, that I must journey to the planet and find the ship. So I asked Reverend Hieronymus to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Theodore's ship and demanded passage to the newly discovered planet Salus Prime. Why did you keep your supposition from Reverend Hieronymus? Surely he could have helped you with the search for the ship and the saint's remains. I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was important to reveal to me personally, can't you see? I told Reverend Hieronymus the honest truth, and I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was as if Saint Argenta herself had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I had found the ship and set foot on its decks, if I had laid my hand on her remains and the relic, it would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with the saint's favor. If you were the only one who realized that you were dealing with once the planet had been described to you, then this secret was yours and no one else's, as is the decision of what to do about it. I'm glad that you understand me. I had been called, thus it was my business and mine alone. What happened next? Defeat. The ship's augers failed to detect anything of note during orbital scanning. I was expecting this, though. According to the legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I knew St. Argenta's hagiography by heart. I knew all the legends about her. I followed their obscure clues, the description of mountains, rivers from millennia-old tales, and I was certain that I had found the way to the ship. And that's when we were attacked. The words we heard in the Heretic Shrine on Footfall, something about ways, doors, please, addressed to some lord at the edge of daybreak. Argenta is shaking with disgust. They are the same words as those spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. All those honest, brave people I had led to search for the relic. It was only by a miracle that I didn't perish along with them. I didn't connect the events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Salus Prime, the cultists attacking the ship, and Kunrad's betrayal. What if these are all links in the same chain? What if they've long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Valencia's servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? And that's why you didn't trust me before, correct? Yes, Rogue Trader. I saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colors as a servant of the Archenemy. I had already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hand of the cultists and was afraid of another betrayal. I couldn't be forthright with you, so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption, or the light of righteousness. And what did you find? A woman who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on Footfall. Argenta smiles, is reminiscing about a pleasant evening spent in the company of friends rather than a bloody battle. Although my opinion of you has started changing even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request. A leader who's willing to honor those who laid down their lives for them, take care of their children, is a leader who inspires trust. The way you acted in that moment. You remember, there was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. You didn't turn a blind eye to his misdeed, but you chose the right words to show him the path to redemption. It was harsh, but necessary. Like the Emperor's truth, like bitter medicine that helps the sick. I learned much about you in that moment, Rogue Trader, and I want to believe that I was mistaken in my judgment. But I wasn't mistaken in my judgment. So just to clarify, you were wounded and you never found St. Argenta's ship, is that right? Yes. I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk in, and I insisted on going back to Salus Prime to defend the relic from the heretics, but I was told that the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet and that plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort, as if there could be anything more important than protecting the faith and hunting down servants of the Archenemy. In any event, the route was lost, and all knowledge of it died in the attack on the ship along with the old navigator, but now we have a new lead. The data that we collected in the cultist shrine on Footfall, I don't care what reprobate we executed, said there must be a way to track them down. Tell me, Rogue Trader, will you help me in this undertaking? Will you help me find this great relic and return it to the people of the Imperium? If the accursed final dawn is involved again, it is my duty to help you. That cult must be reduced to ashes throughout the entire Cronus expanse. Argenta walks up and places her hand on your shoulder. So be it, Rogue Trader. As I stand here before the warrant, the embodiment of the Emperor's will, marked by his own hand, I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned and the heretics punished. And may the light be with us, both on this path. Alright. I've got 2 more people to talk to. And with all that reading and dialoguing, I kind of want to take a break. So when we come back for the next episode, we'll do the last 2 talkie-talk missions on the ship, the companion missions, and then go pick a planet, any planet. I think we're going to do I want to do the agro world and make sure I get help to Footfall, but I'm worried that Gamma Dabba Dabba Doo will be lost if I wait too long. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens when I come back to start playing. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot, it helps the channel grow, and I truly, truly do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.